What's going on, YouTube? It's Shawnee Boy here. And today I'm going to be talking to you guys about why gymnastic Olympic rings are much better for your overall hypertrophic gains and overall functionality than TRX bands. Why? Number one, rings allow you to move freely and are much more dynamic in their movement nature. Unlike TRX bands, which are made out of these cheap elastic material and doesn't allow too much joint freedom, rings, they move freely, allow you to do and push and pull movements to your own bodily anthropometrical measures. Yes, so this allows you to make gains in so many different planes and so many do and hit different horizons that will allow your body to progress through different schemes, contrary to TRX, which is way more limited in terms of its body weight assistant work. Number two, TRX is just only allows for a nice elastic stretch, and its plastic hardware system is pretty crappy. You know, rings are bulletproof, so I don't see why you wouldn't want to train with something that's a little bit more difficult at start, but it's going to have way more long-term advantages in the long run. Number three, you have a much greater range of motion with rings. You could set it up at any height you want, and unlike TRX, which is pretty much fixed the whole time, and you could go pronated grip, you could go supinated, you could go neutral, you could grab it from the underhand supinated as well, not just with like the basic starting off positions. So it's pretty nice. You can go thumbless. You could do thumbless with a TRX as well, and you could do those similar hand positions. But the way you could turn the handles inside and out and hit muscles from different lengths is much more better for overall hypertrophy than TRX. And functionality, because it puts your muscles through all these different ranges of motions and stretches, which is going to build you up and make you a way more complete athlete than TRX, which is way more assistant work. Although TRX can be good for some offices where there's not a lot of like high anchoring points and whatnot. I mean, it's pretty simple to set up rings. If you could just find any, like you could set up any high point, it's that much easier. Trust me. And I think rings are much more user friendly, you know, and fun. You get really creative and you can do much more movements. You could go advanced Olympic, like actual gymnastic work as well. TRX is just basic push-ups and simple inverted rows. You're not going to get far with that. Although rings are harder, they allow for way higher ways for progressive overload and functionality in terms of joint and tendon bulletproofing. You know, you're doing lots of pulls and presses from different joint positions, which can make your joints really strong for the long run, which can carry over well for bodybuilding athletes because it allows you to progress more on free weights and be more built up and have a better base. And even in powerlifting, if you're into that, but I don't recommend that because it's not good for your joints in the long run and often leads to many people burning out. So for like, if you're not even into bodybuilding or like any type of gymnastics or anything like that, and you're just interested in basic mobility as like an elderly person, then TRX might have an advantage. I think that's for the population which it was made to target, like certain elderly people who can't really do any push-ups on rings or do certain face pulls like Athlete X or anything like that. Then I guess it's suited for those people. But if you're young adult and you're interested in getting like something to train outdoors with or have in your own home gym or whatever, I highly advise for the gymnastic rings because it allows you to train your body through deep ranges of motion and develop bulletproof tendons and maximize your hypertrophic potential due to the crazy stretches and different sagittal planes, transverse, frontal, and etc. All of the different planes which will be necessary for maximizing your growth. So yeah, for those reasons, definitely get rings. They're about like $30 or so on Amazon. I think TRX, I'm not sure the price, but they're very similar. So, and one's gonna last you a lifetime as well. And you could train with them anywhere. You could bring them to the Grand Canyon like I did. You could take them to a national park like Yosemite, like I did. You could put them in your home gym as well. You could also take them to your corporate gym and just shit on all those bodybuilders that can't do calisthenics because they're machine junkies. So yeah, I definitely look into those gymnastic rings for sure. And focusing on that body weight training in certain microcycles or mesocycles will be beneficial to your long-term growth and mind as well. You know, it trains every stabilizer in the body. And when you train all the different stabilizers, or when you go through those crazy ranges of motions as well, they activate more motor units. And when you activate all these different motor units and different fiber types, they allow you to activate more of your overall muscles in your free weighted movements, because you're going through these crazy deep ranges of motion when you're going down on a push-up and you're opening up your wrists. So you're opening up the chest as well, so it turns into like a fly press. And then you could even bring it together as well to really contract on the fly, or bring with that underhand grip to get the inner chest. So you're activating all these different fibers, which allows you to activate more of your muscles to spur new growth. So overall, this body weight ring work is going to be essential for everything. So I advise you to go buy a pair right now and seize the day. Shawnee Boy out.